Housework and time parenting are major topics that come up consistently in these social media discussions. It is a major contention within relationships where women are getting tired of shouldering the majority of the work. So that's why this article that came out from NBC is very appropriate for the sake of conversation. It says U.S. men are contributing to household work more than ever. New data shows a recent bump in the amount of domestic work men do. Okay, let's get into this article for discussion. It says men in the U.S. are spending a record high amount of time on household activities, though inequalities between men's and women's contribution persists. An NBC News analysis of the new Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows. Men spend an average of 100 minutes per day in 2024 doing household activities such as laundry and cleaning, an increase of 20 minutes from 2003, and the most of any time in the years captured in the American Time Use Survey. So like I said, these are the numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It has been tracking things since 2005. And anyone with a working brain knows that women do more within the household. Women do more chores. Women do more parenting. And that has been, like I said, because I've been in these social media streets. This is one of the major contentions in relationships right now. Women asking, begging, cajoling men to do more, clean up after themselves, clean up, take on some of these household duties. In 2005, it looks like, 80 minutes, men were doing 80 minutes of household chores and women were doing nearly 140 minutes. For women, that number is still at 140 minutes. So what is that? 2 hours and 20 minutes. Whereas men went from 1 hour and 20 minutes to 140 minutes is 1 hour and 40 minutes. So the men are contributing a little bit more. And these things, I do believe that these are probably self-reports. So I don't know if men are saying that they are, doing things and not doing them, but this is what the numbers say. All right, let's get back into the article. It says, but the gap is closing slowly. In 2003, the first year of the survey, women worked an hour more than men on the home. In 2024, women worked 40 minutes more. At this rate, housework will be equal sometime around the year 2066. 2066. I have to laugh at that. That's why I put LOL. The additional work for men is most apparent in food preparation and cleanup. Men spent an average of 16 minutes per day cooking in 2003. The value has since jumped to 28 minutes. So the next graph that we're about to see is men's time spent on core housework per day. Here's the graph. This blue line is food preparation and cleanup. The green line is interior cleaning, and the yellow line is laundry. They said F that laundry. You know what? I can understand about the laundry. Laundry is the bane of my existence. It's like never ending. Oh my God. So I completely understand. But over here in 2003, it looks like they did about 4 minutes worth of laundry. In 2024, they did about 5 minutes. Whoops, I clicked myself out. So they did about 5 minutes worth of laundry in 2024. Now, this is what they were saying. It looks like men are doing more with food preparation and cleanup because it went from 15 minutes a day to, about 28 minutes a day. So good on them. They are actually fixing themselves and maybe other people a sandwich and maybe cleaning off the counter. Good for them. Now here's the interior cleaning, maybe picking up the clothes off the ground and putting them into the baskets or whatnot, maybe wiping down a toilet. They are spending about 15 minutes a day on that. The survey, which each year asks thousands of Americans 15 and older how they spent their past 24 hours, is designed to develop a nationally representative estimate of how people spend their time. Sociologists have said the growth in men's household work may indicate broader progress towards gender equality. In a recent study, scholars used the 2003 to 2023 time use data to analyze changes in men's and women's daily housework. Cooking, along with other routine and frequent tasks such as house cleaning and laundry, is referred to as chore housework, which has traditionally been seen as feminine. The shift in men's work, largely concentrated in cooking and cleaning, has been particularly pronounced since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Men's daily household contribution hits all-time high. Men are spending an average of 20 minutes a day on household activities than they did 2 decades ago. So 20 whole more minutes. So that's like a TV series show, like a sitcom without the commercials or ad breaks. That is how much more time that they are now spending working within the house. Good for them. And if you look here on the colors, this is what they are spending time on. And like literally, this is what we all spend time on. Food and preparation, interior cleaning, laundry, household management, lawn and garden care, other maintenance, repair, and decoration. So you can see the graphs and how much time they are spending on each of those things. Melissa Milkey, a professor of sociology at the University of Toronto and the author of the study, explained why men are doing more. It's a possibility that this is just a cultural change. Men are expected to do more. They feel that they should do more, and they're sort of stepping up, which is a pretty neat thing to see. The pandemic seemed to push men in an important way, and it seems to have stuck. Now, that is what Melissa Milkey says. The fact that she thinks that men are doing it because they think that they should do more, that's really giving them the benefit of the doubt. I have seen where women have begged, nagged, whined, cried, like trying to make men do more within the household. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm seeing such contention in relationships. So maybe men are doing it simply because, like, literally they don't want to lose the women in their lives, or they have lost women in their lives. So now they have to start cleaning up after themselves. I think maybe it's somewhere in between the two of these, but women are like I've seen women in my comment section that says, I'm just not doing it for him anymore. I'm just going to clean up for myself. I'm going to clean up for the kids, but I am not cleaning up after him anymore. And it's making them have no choice but to do some of these things for themselves. We are at a time where women are saying, no, I am not going to sit up here and be your servant simply because you are a man. So now men are having to do these things. It is hilarious because when you see a man talk about what he expects from a woman, they say things like, I just want peace. I just want somebody that's going to cook and clean. They think that having a relationship means that they get a wife appliance or a girlfriend appliance, which is basically a servant/caretaker. But women are saying no. And the numbers are saying that men have to do some of these adulting things for themselves. And I'm here for it. Whatever the reason is, it needs to continue to tick up. Men need to do more in their households on a daily basis, and we need to stop genderizing household chores. Caretaking is not because you have a uterus. Cleaning the counter off should not be because you have a uterus. Unless you are using your genitals for anything in particular, these should not be gendered activities. It should be because you are an able-bodied adult in the home and you need to take care of your space. Let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation, like, comment, and share.